Yeah, g'day everyone. Hope we're all doing well. Another beautiful day out here in the Western Downs, Queensland. We've got a bit of a precipitation at the moment, so I think we're expecting about 10 mil today, so we'll see how that goes. I know our farmers, a bit of crop season on at the moment, so I dare say they'll be hoping for a little bit of rain at the minute. But hey, I did a bit of research last night, just wanted to have a yarn this morning about another thing that has blown my mind, and it's the amount of money, hard-earned taxpayer dollar funded money that goes to other countries and other organisations. It is next level, my fellow Australians. If we spent this money, if we halved the foreign aid and spent it on our great nation, we could possibly not be in this crazy cost of living inflation situation that we are at the moment. So if you can just give me a minute or two of your time this morning, I'm going to tell you exactly what monies, taxpayer funded money, goes to overseas nations. The first one is Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea receives $600 to $700 million every year, and often is the single largest bilateral country to receive these funds. $637 million in some recent estimates just in 2025 to support health, economic development and governance. Number two is Indonesia. Indonesia receives $350 to $450 million every year for focus on infrastructure, economic growth and climate change. Number three is all Pacific regions, multicultural, multi-country programs, hundreds of millions of dollars, 800 million plus in recent budgets, covers regional initiatives in climate change, security and health. Timor, often grouped with Pacific Islands as well, significant bilateral support, tens of hundreds of millions of dollars for economic and social development. The Philippines receives $150 million a year for health, disaster resilience and growth. Vietnam receives $100 million a year for economic partnerships and skills programs. The Solomon Islands receives tens of hundreds of million dollars a year for security, infrastructure and development. Cambodia receives $120 million a year for education, health and agricultural and climate change. Other Pacific nations include Vanuatu, Samoa, Tonga. Individually, money allocated to these nations is around $60 to $70 million every year. My fellow Australians, that's just in our Pacific nation countries, in our region, the Indo-Pacific. And then we've got the monies that we spend in additional funds go to multilateral organisations like the UN, World Health Organization, World Bank and other foreign unelected entities that are taking our hard-earned taxpayer money. So my fellow Australians, as you can see just quickly from them top 10 things on what our hard-earned taxpayer money gets spent overseas, imagine if we spent all that money yearly in our great nation, building our infrastructure, building up our institutions, helping my fellow Australians, stopping all this renewable energy nonsense that's destroying our nation. We're even helping other Pacific Islands with their climate change goals. I mean, that's just a massive waste of money, a massive waste of tax resources that could be getting spent on our great nation and my fellow Australians. So I'm going to keep all this information coming, and we need to hold these people accountable. The other thing that I came across as well that was not sitting very well with me at all is that the Australian government in 1 year spends $48 to $50 billion on the NDIS. The Australian government's military budget is exactly the same. $52 billion a year for the military to keep our nation safe and to keep our international waters safe. And they spend exactly the same amount of money per year on the NDIS. Now, there's something going on there, and I've heard some shocking details about what the NDIS is actually up to and how people are taking the piss. The other thing that I came across is as well that in Australia there's 17 government officials or politicians or elected officials to one Australian. So government is good, small government is good for the people, but we've also got an inflated parliament and government living off the taxpayer. That's massive. 17 government officials to one Aussie. That's next level. So these are the issues that we need to bring to the table. We need to bring to the forefront of all my fellow Australians to pay attention to what our government is wasting and helping other third world nations. Now, all this money that we've been given to these nations has not helped them at all. Albanese gave them PNG 600 million for an NRL team. How's that help my fellow Australians? Just some islanders kicking the footy around. We had to pay for it. We're building the stadiums and everything. That's just one example of wasted money. So we need to rein these government in. They're spending money like drunken sailors, and I'm fucking over it. So I hope you all have a great day and stay safe, and we'll talk soon. Hooroo.